Good afternoon, everyone. This is Keith Perkins from Saati. I have my colleague Bill Smith monitoring the chat box this afternoon. Should you guys have any questions going along the way, we at Saati would like to thank you for tuning in and in support of ReeceU University. We know that the world as we know it is changing, and most of us are sitting at home, and we want to thank you for participating in and sitting here with us at this time. So this presentation today is going to be a little loose. It's all about you guys and the products regarding the emulsion and chemistry that you use. And in case you're not familiar with Saati, Saati is one of the world leaders and providers in mesh, emulsion, and chemistry. We're probably one of the very few that actually manufacture all three. So without further ado, let's get started. Saati, we cross-innovate. As I said, we cover several segments of the screen printing industry. And that would be textile, signage, solar, container, graphics, automotive glass, just to name a few. This is a short index comparing what to the root of this seminar is about. And it's all about the correlation of your emulsion and your chemistry. If you're having difficulty reclaiming your emulsion, once you get the job printed and back to the reclaim area, it's possible that your products may not be compatible, or there might be a better choice out there for you. We'd like to represent the Saati product line. However, most of the Saati guys grew up and lived in the screen room, and we'd like to help you with any type of setup and streamline the pre-press to the emulsion chemistry and make life a little easier. And here we go. We're going to talk about emulsions at first. These are direct emulsion choices. Typically, there's 4 types most manufacturers make. The first and oldest would be diazo. These are the least expensive. They generally have a wide exposure latitude, and they do tend to be the slowest exposing. A lot of these products back in the day were either water resistant or solvent resistant. They weren't both. So a product came along called a dual cure, and they are a little water resistant and a little solvent resistant. These tend to have the best resolution, a wide exposure latitude, a medium speed on exposing, and they can be water and solvent resistant or both. Next in the line would be the newer generation, which is a pure photopolymer. Some people call these SBQ for short, which is an ingredient in pure photopolymers. These emulsions do not require mixing. They have a long shelf life, and they tend to be the fastest exposing emulsions out of the 3 mentioned. The next product would be a hybrid pure photopolymer. These offer the benefits of a dual cure and the positives of a pure photopolymer. This particular product we would use and run one shop with just about any ink they'd like to run, meaning plastisol, water-based, or discharge. Your diazo emulsion. These emulsions use traditional light-sensitive diazo mixed in by the end user, which would be you, the printer. Diazo emulsions. Here are a couple examples of what Saati has to offer. And again, these are typically the older of the product line. Textile DW is the most economical water and plastisol resistant emulsion. And this product can be hardened with our fixer number 9 to make a permanent stencil. That would be done if somebody's running water-based towels, or they want to make one screen to last several months where they can clean it and store it and bring it back and clean it and store it and just get multiple uses. The Textile DW Fast is the same product as DW, but has a much faster exposure time. We achieve this by using a different diazo that you mix into the emulsion before use. Dual cure emulsions. Dual cure emulsions contain 2 curing systems: a light-sensitive pure photopolymer added during the manufacturing, and the traditional sensitizer added by the end user. Here are some examples of the Saati dual cure emulsions. The Graphic HU is a high-resolution emulsion that is resistant to solvent and plastisol inks. It has slipstick additive for face coating ease and less squeegee friction. The product's blue in color. What we mean by that slipstick, it is an active ingredient that helps reduce dot gain and reduces the squeegee chatter, as most commonly would be known by not having enough ink in the screen, and you try to drag the squeegee across the screen and it tends to chatter. The Graphic HU product line helps reduce that. Next in line would be the Graphic HU Red. This is the same product, only dyed a different color, red obviously. This is widely used in the container and ASI industry because of its ability to hold great resolution in the fine type points, the 4 to 6 point type. The next product we would offer is Graphic HU 42. It has the same high resolution emulsion as Graphic HU, but has 42% solids that bridges better on the lower textile mesh counts. This would be into your old school 60, 86, 110 users that would want the benefits of a dual cure and have it not drip on the bottom of the screen. I'm sure a lot of you guys have wanted to try and build up the stencil, and so you've coated it more times than what you normally would have, but you come back later only to find the emulsion would drip onto the bottom of the screen below or on the bottom of your cabinet. This kind of looks like Braille, so to speak. The next line of emulsions in the product line would be Pure Photopolymer. Pure photopolymers are pre-sensitized, having a shelf life of many years and exposed in a fraction of the time required by the dual cure or diazo emulsions. Here's some examples of the Saati Pure Photopolymer emulsions. Textile PV, which has been around for probably 25, 30 years, is a ready-for-use emulsion that exposes 8 times faster than a standard dual cure. It is water-resistant when post-exposed. Textile PHU is an RFU, and that means ready-to-use hybrid emulsion with 40% solids, medium viscosity. Works with plastisol, water base, and discharged inks when post-exposed. When exposed properly, this isn't easy to reclaim, and it's available in red or blue. It does say orange on there, but I truly believe we've kind of let that color go. The next product in the line is the Textile PHU HR. It has the same hybrid technology as the PHU, but with a wider exposure latitude and gives greater resolution. This product does develop and reclaim considerably and or much easier than the PHU series, which some of you have had difficulty with in the past. The next product in our Pure Photopolymer emulsion line is the PHW. This product produces an ultra thick stencil with 50% solids and very high viscosity to eliminate the drips. This makes a very affordable thick stencil. We have a lot of people that use this with the water-based high density or any type of high density printing. With a round edge coating trough and a coating technique of say 2 and 6 or 2 and 8, we are able to achieve 300 micron. And that's pretty remarkable for a wet on wet coating technique. Speaking of high density films, Saati's capillary film offers many things. Capillary film offers a convenience and consistency for those without automatic coating machines. Here's a few examples of the Saati products offered. The SCF cap film, that stands for Saati Chem film, fast exposing solvent and water resistant film that exposes 3 times faster than compared to diazo films. The thick film is a pre-sensitized high density pure photopolymer cap film that ensures a faster exposure. And this is available in many different micron thicknesses, as you can see. The DCF Super Sharp was developed for the circuit board industry and solar panel. This film offers great resolution for fine printing like that needed on container and ad specialty printing. We're going to get into the chemical line now that will correlate to the proper emulsion and or film from Saati. It is very important to understand some of the abbreviations that Saati gets into. And I honestly think it's 4th or 5th grade English, but The PW obviously stands for press wash. Our IR is ink remover, ER is emulsion remover, and HR is Heiser Remover. This question does tend to come up in a lot of webinars and conference calls and visits with end-use customers wanting to know what all the letters stand for. So press wash is a non-flammable product used at the press printing station for preventative maintenance, color changes, machine cleaning up, or various other functions. That could be your spatulas, the table, the floor, the press, just about anything that you want to use around your printing station. These are highly recommended over flammable solvents. And what I mean by flammable, that could be xylene, Barsol, acetone, isopropyl alcohol, or the number one product we see out there, screen opener. The screen openers are flammable. They tend to be very costly use. As an example, it takes approximately 12 cans of screen opener to equal the use of 1 gallon of press wash. Knowing how to use that press wash is vital to being able to compare it properly to the screen opener. Moving on. Here's the Saati recommendations of a few products that we make for the use of press wash. The PW2, it's a universal product, works well in plastisol and UV inks. We recommend you use a solvent-resistant emulsion. And the reason we bring this up is if you're using a non-solvent-resistant emulsion, some of these products could lock that product up. And what we mean by locking it up is when you get it to the reclaim, you will have difficulty with the emulsion dissolving properly. So if it comes out sort of gummy or chunky or stringy, you could have a problem with either exposure or using the wrong chemistry on press. Remove PW4. This is our premium staple product, and it is safe to use on anything, especially with capillary film, textile PV, and textile PC emulsions. Remove PW10. This is an economy version textile product that is safe to use on the same products, the capillary film, the PV, or the textile PVC. These products will work on any emulsion because they're cap film safe. Now notice the next product I'm going to mention is Remove IR10. We do make a couple of ink removers that are hybrid, and meaning they can work as a press wash and an ink remover. This is truly an ink remover and press wash that is water reducible, meaning I can cut this with water and put it in a machine, squeegee cleaning station. I can use it 100% at the press as a press wash. This product would not be reduced with water for the use at the press. Ink removers. As you notice, it's IR. Ink removers will break down the ink's properties, allowing them to be discharged to the POTW or septic system. Your POTW is your public-owned treatment works. That would be your water and sewer municipality. If you're unsure about doing traditional reclaim manual in your shop and allowing the products and inks and emulsion to go down the drain, we highly recommend you contact your local POTW and find out the rules and regulations. Here are the Saati product recommendations. And also, for those of you thinking about this, and it's been asked many times, but what do the numbers mean? They honestly don't mean anything other than when they were manufactured in the process of our manufacturing. IR4 is one of the first ones that we built when we came over here 12, 13 years ago. It is for textile use only, used in a manual application. The next would be IR10. This is the product that we also said would work as a press wash. This product was developed for recirculation, automatic reclaim, and it can be used for a manual application. The Remove IR26, which tends to be the most popular in our line these days. It's designed for textile, works very well in UV. It can be used in an automatic reclaim unit, can be cut with water at different ratios to meet specific process requirements. As an example, if you're running water-based or discharge and you need a product to work at the press, but water just doesn't do it, we know that this product cut about 8 parts water, 1 part IR26 works extremely well, because a lot of those water-based or waterborne miscible inks, they are water-based, but they've got a little solvent in them, and it does require a little bit of ink remover to have it work properly at the press. Moving on, IR11. This is probably one of the best product that we manufacture. We use it a lot as a last step stain remover for dip tank reclaim operations. So we'll get into dip tanks in a second, but a lot of the guys that use a competitor's product where they just dip the screen, pull it out, blast the emulsion, then they want one product to take out the ink stain and treat the mesh. This does a fantastic job at doing so. Emulsion remover. These tend to confuse people the most when it comes to concentrates. I'll try not to confuse anyone, but an emulsion remover will dissolve the stencil, resulting in an easy reclaim with very little effort. We have several YouTube videos supporting this, but if your emulsion remover doesn't dissolve the emulsion properly with little effort, there's probably a breakdown in your process somewhere. It could be exposure. It could be a correlation of the chemistry in the emulsion not being compatible, or a few other things. So here are a few different types of the Saati products that we offer. The ER2 probably being the number one product in our line. It's a concentrate. It's used to make 55-gallon drums through a spray system. It can be used in a dip tank with about 10 or 12 ounces. And it can also be used in automatic reclaim systems. Remove ER5. This is a ready-to-use product. It's very strong. It can be cut 4-to-1 with water for very high mesh counts with thinner stencils. Remove ER6. This is Saati's answer to the world of dip tank users. This product runs at a 10-to-1 ratio versus where most of our competitors' products run at a 5-to-1 ratio. Mesh preps, as most of the industry calls them degreasers. Saati, being a mesh manufacturer, realized that there's more to degreasing a screen or the mesh than just a degreaser. In order to get emulsion to stick to mesh, you've got to prep that mesh. And if you think of emulsion as a water-based product and mesh as plastic, and inert plastic, we like to increase the way the emulsion adheres to the mesh through proper preparation. So the direct prep improves the emulsion's adhesion to the mesh, making the emulsion far more durable on press, and it also improves the detail and resolution. Here's a couple different types of mesh preps that Saati recommends. The Direct Prep 2 is a ready-to-use product. It's got degreaser, a wetting agent, and we also dye it on purpose so you can visually ensure the evacuation of the product. What we mean by that is when you low-pressure rinse the screen after using Direct Prep, we want you to visually see the product evacuating the mesh, and it will look like a sheet of glass. Direct Prep 3. This is a concentrate derived from the Direct Prep 2. It runs at a 10-to-1 concentration level with water. So what that means is 5-gallon container will make a 55-gallon drum of usable product. We do tend to use this in our spray system applications, and it also can be used in an automatic reclaim unit. Heiser Movers. First and foremost, before we talk about Heiser Movers, you need to know the consequences of using a caustic product. Almost all the Heiser Movers are titled Heiser Mover because of some sort of blockage in the mesh that's prohibiting the use of certain areas of the mesh. So that's why we definitely ensure and try to make sure you all have the proper personal protection when using these. They definitely require special handling. Here are a few different types of Heiser Movers that Saati manufactures, and we generally start with the HR3. This product has a white creamy paste and is applied to a damp screen and allowed to dwell for about 5 to 7 minutes. HR9. This is a less viscous gel used on the most aggressive stains. It's also applied to a damp screen and allowed to dwell 3 to 5 minutes. HR5 is a liquid Heiser mover, applied and allowed to dwell 2 to 4 minutes. When using this product, you should lay the screens flat to prevent the product from running off the screen.